Hey, Steve, how you doing today?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm excellent. It's an honor to be speaking with you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, I know I only got a few minutes here, but let's talk about the new book you got, Lonely Boy. Is this the definitive Steve Jones story the fans have been waiting for?
Yep, it's all in there, warts and all.
Well, I know, and you obviously have been doing a lot over the years. A lot of people know you for the Sex Pistols, and you've done so many solo albums. And it's all in the book, Lonely Boy.
Yes, sir. It's a good, honest recap of my life. It's got a lot of sadness. It's got a lot of tragedy, but it also has a lot of inspiration near the end, and there's a lot of humor in it, which is important to me. I'm a joker, you know. I don't take myself too seriously, and it's a good read. I don't read too many books myself. I mean, I had to read it. I'm more of the type that just likes looking at pictures.
Well, Steve, I think it's incredible the Sex Pistols, so heralded after all these years. When you think about it, you guys really just had the one album. You weren't really around all that long, but the legacy obviously lives on.
Yeah, it's amazing, really. One album, and 40 years later, people still want to talk about it, and it should be in the Guinness Book of Records that for one album and the 2 years we were kind of together, that it still has this legacy. I don't know any other band. Most bands do a few albums at least before disintegrating, but I guess that was just the path that it was meant to be, you know.
Well, when it comes with working with the other guys in the band, was it, tough to be around all of them? I mean, on stage, obviously, it seemed like chaos, but was it like that off stage as well?
It was total chaos. None of us really knew what was going on. We got popular really quick after swearing on this TV show in London that everyone watched, and it kind of put us into a different stratosphere. And I think it was too much too soon, and I think it was hard for us to deal with it. It wasn't about music anymore. It was just about what something outrageous we're going to do for some tabloid, and it all got screwed up, you know.
Well, for the the 40th anniversary of the group, do you guys have maybe anything planned, or are the relationships maybe too strained at this point?
Yeah, it doesn't look like that's on the cards. You never know, though, down the road, but I can't see anything happening right now.
Well, what do you think, Steve, about some of the bands nowadays? I guess maybe you'd call them punk bands, maybe you wouldn't. Do you think there's anyone out there that's kind of keeping that spirit alive from back in the late 70s?
There's a lot of bands that kind of play that style, but it's kind of meaningless to me. I mean, you know, I'm 61 now, so if there is any new kind of music, I shouldn't be liking it, and that means they've done their job. You know, whether it's played on a computer or some other form of music. Each generation have got to relate to their own generation, and whatever the form that music is what it is. But I shouldn't be liking what some 16-year-old, 20-year-old kid is doing. There's always going to be creative people. That's just the nature of how it goes. It's whether what form of they're doing their stuff in, you know.
Sure.
I don't know. When bands just play like punk bands, it's like, what does that mean? That was done 40 years ago. So just copying punk to me has no interest in me. To me, you know.
Right. Well, I'm hoping you could settle a dispute for me, as so many people get into the argument of the Sex Pistols or the Ramones, and who started it first and who invented it. What are your thoughts on that argument?
Well, we invented it.
Well, there, that's the answer right there for everybody.
We invented everything. Beethoven stole off us.
Well, Steve, I know besides the book, Lonely Boy, you have your radio show, and you've done a lot of acting and a lot of other stuff. Is there anything else in the works or anything else coming up?
No, I'm in New York right now. I'm just doing a book tour to promote the book, and next week I'm going to go back on the radio. I've done some acting. You know, I like doing the odd bit of acting. just plodding along, man. Trying to keep happy. It's all good. 61 years old, and I'm pretty content. I wouldn't say content, but I'm in a good place. A lot better than I was 30 years ago.
Awesome. Again, Steve, the book Lonely Boy is great, and it's been an honor speaking with you. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
All right.
See
Bye-bye.
you later.